let's get into the news before Drew takes me on a path. ChannelOneNews.com. The one is the digit 1. Don't be deceived. Bawumia will deliver as president, First Lady tells Ghanaians. Bagbin will go down as Ghana's worst speaker. That's Miracles Obuaji. Bagbin's partisan decisions fueling parliamentary impasse. Adomakun Kesi. Chief Justice directs reopening of closed courts in Upper East. And is still in the Upper East region. Akufo-Addo commissions single gold mine in Talensi. Take charge and end parliamentary impasse for Ghana's sake. Kufuor to Bagbin. Brace yourself for resistance if you recall Parliament. NDC caucus Penya Markin. Nana Uso Echao wins National Best Farmer. Election 2024, Kasua Traditional Authorities declare support for Mahama. If you come down the website, the chat, Musica operates an open door policy at Huma Bosco, and they were on Echo's show last night. Bawumia has demonstrated he'll be a better president of Pariansa. Akufo-Addo welcomes new Qatar ambassador to Ghana. Ghana Ivory Coast partner to patrol territorial waters. What websites are you on and what stories do you have?
So citynewsroom.com, here it says attempts to disrupt Ghana's democracy will be fiercely resisted. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo with that one. Ewutu Senya West, I'll fiercely resist attempts to rig December polls. Gisela Tete. Election 2024, we will secure first round victory. Ashanti Regional Chairman Wuntumi, Bernard Enchi Bosiakon, that's his real name. Election 2024 will reduce parliamentary seats from 275 to 40, and that's coming in from GUM. You know the political party GUM. Yeah, he said if you chop that thing, 270. You know that 275 is even likely to go up to 276, right? So he says he reduce it to 40. Interesting.
Oh, wow.
The majority, the MPP leadership in Parliament say they won't apologize to Bagbin, Speaker Bagbin. And also here, Rashid Pelpo has been speaking while Central MP. He says the Speaker has done nothing wrong. He's just doing his job. Baku conflict. Chief Justice orders reopening of 4 courts in Upper East. And also here, MP Adomako Kisi Dixon, doctor, he's member of Parliament for Anyaso, to him says the Speaker's decision shows political bias.
Okay.
Some other stories here. Eco-conscious citizens urge IGP to address arrest of farmers on Farmers' Day.
Okay, so I'm on graphiconline.com. Some of the stories you'll find there today. Saboba overseas communities risk crossing River Oti. Put partisan agenda aside and use alternative dispute resolution for parliamentary standoff. Professor Ajimandia. Saboba, Kucha residents still climb trees for phone network connectivity. Wow. Mansour Dubia chief praises NPP's inclusive policies, urges support for Bawumia. Bawumia labels Mahama as worst performing president of Ghana's Fourth Republic. A good general, that's the short, a good general. Experts using radio to combat climate change in rural communities. Reach helping farmers in Upper West to cope with climate change. The 4 MPs cannot be said to have crossed carpet in this parliament. Former President Kufuor. Nana also a child crowned National Best Farmer. Still, Kufuor is urging the Speaker. Speaker Bagbin has solutions to parliamentary standoff in his bosom. He should show leadership.
It will be interesting to hear what the former president said. I mean, the story on the 4 vacated seats. You know,
Yeah.
I was in Parliament on Thursday, and it was interesting because Cynthia Morrison, Angola West MP, showed up, and after the presser, you know, they will sing their party song to sort of energize their base, you know, and to reaffirm their stance and why their party remains the best option to lead the country. So they were singing the MPP song, the elephant is a winning symbol.
And she was singing songs.
She was there, she was singing songs. So I'm like, are you singing it for the presidential candidate or you are singing it for you, your independent, you know? So it's interesting navigating this, and in the coming days and weeks, I'm sure our democracy will be tested again, and we'll see how and where it leads us.
Let me read what Kufuor said. So he says, the intentions expressed by 4 members of parliament, and this is on graphiconline.com, the intentions expressed by 4 members of parliament to contest the December 7 parliamentary elections in different capacities from the status on which they are presently in parliament cannot be concluded as crossing carpet, former President John Agyekum Kufuor has said. He said Ghanaians were watching what was happening in the House of Parliament, and therefore there was no need to use any tactics or technicalities to disturb the peace of the country when Ghanaians were well aware of how they want to vote for which side to lead the House. Touching on the reasons for which the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, recently informed the House that 4 members have crossed carpets and that their seats have become vacant, a matter which was presently before the Supreme Court for interpretation of Article 97, Mr. Kufuor said, in his understanding, he does not believe that it can be concluded that the said 4 members of Parliament have crossed carpet in this present Parliament, since their intentions are geared towards the next Parliament, which starts on January 7, 2025. To him, he does not understand why the issue should bring a standoff. If the Speaker has said he has not declared any seat vacant, he should therefore allow the status quo to remain for the sake of the country, so that the present term of this Parliament can end beautifully.
You know, it's interesting, and I like the way a lot of people are coming out to share their opinion on this, some legal, some on bordering on democracy, on governance, and all of that. But you really get a sense that a lot of what we are seeing now would really not have happened if the Fomena instance in 2020 didn't happen, right? If the MPP did not push so much to have Mr. Siama from the then Fomena MP for the MPP out at the time, you know, it would have had different ramifications for what we are seeing now. And you get the likes of, for example, Tamale Central MP Haruna Idris who say same when they said that, see, when Professor Michael Kwe ordered that he had vacated his seat after declaring to go independent in 2020, you know, it set a certain precedent, right? And for some people, same has to be applied now. You know, and I'm not too surprised that the MPP leader, caucus leader, Apejo Mbaki, took this matter up to the Supreme Court. So on Monday, the Supreme Court will make some more pronouncements on the matter with regards to the interpretation of the said articles and clauses. So we'll see how this goes. But my point is that, you know, it doesn't augur well for us as a people. You know, there are very important issues that have to be decided on in Parliament. There are very important bills that still have to be deliberated on. There's a supplementary budget to be passed, right? So where does this leave all of that? So these are the real issues of concern to a lot of Ghanaians, not necessarily where you sit in Parliament, which is not even grounded or shrouded in any like law. You know, there's no law that say that if your NDC sits here, if your MPP sits here, you know, it's become a convention. So it shouldn't be the reason why government business will be stalled, right? For each reason, some will boycott, some want a speaker's pronouncement before they show up and all of that. I think Ghanaians they demand some level of respect, you know, and we've not seen that a lot. So here, I'm sure, you know, look at the Afrobarometer poll, for example, 82% say the country is headed in the wrong direction. That doesn't necessarily speak to our parliament and yeah, but you know, they look at some of these things, they watch some of these things on TV, and they lose faith in our democratic institutions.
Have you lost faith?
No.
You still have
faith? Yeah, you know, I think
you have hope.
We've chosen the route of democracy, so we must protect it at all costs. And like I said yesterday, we must enhance the guardrails of our democracy. That I believe so strongly. So we'll see. You know, Monday we are going back to the Supreme Court.
It's going to be a long day.
It's going to be a long week, actually. You know, just some brief headlines that will delve into some more story. Bawumia outlined 17-point plan to CEOs to boost businesses and private sector. This is on the gna.org.gh, the Ghana News Agency. GJA president calls for intensified pressure on governments to ensure safety of journalists. Also here, citizens must have access to information at every stage of the electoral process. Absolutely, the NCCE urges journalists to uphold ethics in reporting on violent extremism. Cocoa Board presents prizes to 2024 best cocoa farmers. Kudos really to all our farmers. The butterfly movement, the butterfly movement, Afafranto, oh Charlie, Ghana has to promote United Farmers Association, so Alan Tremantin to promote Ghana United Farmers Association. Mama needs your votes to fulfill his promises. Former First Lady Lordina Mahama, and also the First Ladies have been in action a lot this election season, right? Rebecca Kufaro has also taken on Accra, giddy. She was in Abosoka recently, and she's taking a campaign to Abokobi Amasaman, and she's campaigning for votes for the MPP. I want to be an advocate of the vulnerable and the voiceless. That's coming in from Mrs. Prempe, who runs...
Bamia's wife?
Yes.
Napo's wife.
Napo's wife. Alma Prempe, wife of MPP, running with Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe. And let me just take our viewers to some international stories briefly. So, the U.S. election is still ongoing very heavily, right? And the popular vote will not be, it's interesting.
They're still counting.
So up until December, that's when they'll have the final complete outlook on the popular votes. That's a long time. And I'm like, imagine the race was so close that you had to wait till December to know who
figure out who's going to win.
That's shocking.
That would be tensious.
Yeah, but the numbers are a lot, You're talking about 74 million for just one candidate and all of that. CNN is reporting that Qatar says it suspended Gaza mediation efforts due to lack of good faith in negotiations. Some top Democrats are beginning to build a resistance 2.0. So the resistance 2.0 is just their response to a Trump administration, and it comes with some photographs of some top Democrats, Gavin Newsom here, Elizabeth Warren here, Senator Bernie Sanders here. It's interesting how it will play out in the coming months and even year. Ukraine says it's launched drone attack on Russian chemical plant. And to some more stories here. After Trump's win, some women are considering the 4B movement. The 4B movement. And finally here, okay, I think these are just some other promotional stories. So maybe we can just delve into some of the big stories we have here.
So, ChannelOneNews.com, you'll find the story. The Chief Justice directs reopening of closed courts in Upper East. And if you remember, there was an uproar over the closure of these said courts. So the Chief Justice, Gertrude Tokonu, has directed for the reopening of several courts in the Upper East region effective immediately. This decision comes after a temporary closure due to ongoing conflict in Boko, which had raised concerns about safety and operational capacity. According to a memorandum from the Judicial Secretary dated November 8, 2024, the following courts will resume operations: High Court, Bolgatanga; Circuit Court, Bolgatanga; District Court, Bolgatanga; District Court, Bongo. The registrars of these courts have been instructed to take note of the reopening and ensure that all necessary arrangements are made for a smooth resumption of judicial activities. Meanwhile, a 61-year-old man, known locally as Obi and known for seeking alms, has been killed in Mazama, a suburb of Boko. This incident, which took place on Tuesday, November 5, 2024, adds to the rising death toll in Boko's renewed conflict, bringing the count to 22 lives lost in recent clashes. The area had experienced a period of calm, but tensions reignited with the return of Alhaji Seidu Abagri, a rival chief who had been in exile since February 2023 due to a long-standing chieftaincy dispute. Abagri initially left Boko following an arrest warrant issued after his contentious installation as chief in Nalerugu. However, a recent High Court ruling in Kumasi cleared the legal obstacles preventing his return, quashing the warrant and allowing him to come back to the community. And then the uprising in Boko started again.
We want to urge calm heads to prevail, you know.
Yeah, in this situation. I don't know, but I feel like ever since, even as a young adult, Boko's always been in the news for the wrong reasons. It's always been, I don't want to call it war, but misunderstanding, and then they always resort to killing or using guns.
And sometimes, and
weapons,
actually,
and
sometimes for the right reasons as well. I mean, to be fair, they're amazing people. I know a couple of people.
No one is disputing the fact that they're not.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that they've been in the news for the wrong reasons, and then we're urging them to sit down and talk about whatever the issue is. Like calm heads prevail.
Yeah, you know, like I'm saying, the area, it's a really economically viable place. You know, so many people. I've gone there before, actually.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I've gone to Boko before. Like I told you the other time, even on the show, we had like a field trip for my geography class in final year. Like, they're so nice people. Like, so when they see you first, they are trying to wonder what's happening. Like, who are you? So when we went there with our bus, for example, like, the stairs were long and sometimes very uncomfortable. But once they see who you are and get to know why you are there, you know, and they were so amazing. I remember one time we had like water issues. So the community people help us.
How long were you guys there for?
Pardon?
How long were you guys there for?
So we did like a week-long trip.
Okay.
Yeah,
to the northern
part of the country. So, you know, and for me, one thing I also realized was how a lot of economic activities had come to a halt because of the repeated clashes and instances of violence. So we want to just urge calm heads to prevail. You know, we can always sort out our differences without having to resort to violence. And I'm sure it's been better, right? The situation has been better. I heard their MP speak not too long ago. So, yeah, I'm sure in the coming weeks again, we'll be hearing a lot more positive news from Baku. But, you know, the president has been speaking, and
after his statue or
Adodi.
About his statue?
Charlie, the statue somewhere, you know, I watched Backpage with Caleb.
I was about to mention that.
Caleb is some guy. You know, he's really some guy. So, you know,
he says kudos to the person who made the statue, because all the potholes and the corners have all featured in the statue, and it's true. It's a spitting image of Nanado. It's a spitting image of Nanado. So, and I think I saw a TikTok of the person who made it while he was carving it out and putting it all together.
Some people actually opine that, you know, the statue is cool. Like, yeah, let's leave it. It's like it's nice, you know. As of course, some other people have also raised the issue that you don't unveil a statue for yourself, right? It's done on your behalf by people who want to honor you. You know, sometimes it looks like it's some way.
He didn't commission it.
Yeah, but like, you know, he unveiled it himself. So the point is that it's divided opinion on it. Some people are actually see, well, he's done so much for us as a region, so we want to honor him if he's done this. And it was done in conjunction with the regional minister. So it's not even like Nanado was they just then decided to. But the point is that at least you develop the
roundabout and the statues.
Yeah, you know, and
it looks so empty.
Finish the road chef or something. And
but the height and the pot belly and everything.
Yeah, the sculptor is tight.
Yeah, he's good. Deserves it. I think they should use this sculptor to fix the one at KJTR market.
I mean, I've not said so, and I'll not say so. But honestly, I would like to hear from Ghanaians what they think about the statue. You know, I've not.
So that's our question this morning.
Yeah, you know, if you are watching,
our viewers.
Yeah, if you are watching and you've heard a story about the president's statue, you know, just share your thoughts with us. The truth is, I've not formed.
You haven't formed an opinion yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of things going on. Like, why now? No, why not after your presidency? You know, why? What was the reason? You know, there are so many unanswered questions, and maybe until I hear from the president and what his intentions are clearly on this.
You never hear from him.
Yeah, but like he should tell us.
Oh, he won't tell you nothing.
you know, Adodi is in the news.
What is he saying?
He's saying attempts to disrupt Ghana's democracy will be fiercely resisted.
Which website?
This is on the citynewsroom.com. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has reaffirmed government's zero tolerance stance on any efforts to destabilize Ghana's democracy in the lead up to the December 7 general elections. In his final National Best Farmer Award address, the president underscored his steadfast commitment to preserving peace and security during this pivotal electoral period. During the event, President Akufo-Addo emphatically spoke about Ghana's long-standing democratic values, asserting that integrity of the electoral process is a top priority. He reminded the audience of the sacrifices and hard work that have gone into building a stable democracy, one that now stands as an example across Africa and beyond. The president reiterating his commitments to, you know, safeguarding our democracy. And, you know, I've been talking about this a lot.
I'm talking about democracy for a while.
We have to protect, you know, because Charlie is the only country we have. We can't allow it to be run to the ground, you know, and everybody has a role to play, from our security agencies to the legislature, to executive, you know, to the judiciary, you know, everybody, and citizens, right? The president, in his very first speech, he said, be citizens, not spectators. So criticize constructively, you know, don't denigrate. So a lot of the time what people do is that they mistake attacks to be criticisms, right? So Charlie, Charlie, all sorts of things. But no, explain why you disagree, state your points of disagreement, but don't resort to insults, right? Because, you know, the political tensions are high, the temperature is, Charlie. So one miscommunication, one negative utterance, and the ripple effect could be very, very damaging. So we need to, and we have a responsibility, because we have a platform, you know, and we need to mention it, that people have to be responsible in the way they go about talking about politics, in the way they criticize arms of government and points like that. So yes, the president has assured that he will safeguard our democracy for us. He says attempts to disrupt Ghana's democracy will be fiercely resisted, and we'll hold him to his words.
We definitely will.
Yeah, we have to, at all costs.
We definitely will.